Welcome back to another cryptic trading preview. So this is the second video I'm going to do in a run of MLS series. I'm really enjoying the league and I think it's really profitable from a trading perspective as well. So without further ado, let's get into the preview. The first game I'm going to cover is Colorado Rapids versus Austin FC. And both sides, they're very evenly matched in terms of expected goals this season, being 6th and 7th in the league for XG. Austin have an XG4 of 24.26, whilst Colorado Rapids have an XG of 24.03. So both are very strong going forwards. However, defensively, it's a different story. Colorado Rapids, very good defensively. I don't really need to look into their statistics too much. However, Austin FC, they've got a very different story. They've conceded 20 goals this season, but if you look at their expected goals against, they're expected to concede 27.15, and that's a big swing between the two. They are actually expected to concede the 4th most goals this season so far in the MLS, so a very different story looking at the conceded goals and the expected conceded goals. Colorado Rapids, they've had a really nice schedule here. They've had no midweek fixture and they're going to be fully fresh coming in off their last game. Upston, they travelled to Charlotte during the week, having a flight time of nearly 3 hours, and they just have a 4-day break between that fixture and this upcoming game. And they'll also be without regular centre-back Cascante. He'll be a miss for the side, and they will have another flight time of over 2 hours to Denver for this fixture. And I could definitely see travel fatigue being a big issue for Austin here, and it could potentially be a game decider. So for bet one, I can't look past Colorado Rapids here. Home advantage in the MLS, it's obviously massive, and this is the second of Austin's 3 away games on the bounce. They've already travelled to Charlotte during the week, and now they've got to travel to Denver for this game, and travel fatigue is definitely going to be an issue. Colorado Rapids, they've obviously had no midweek games, so they're completely fresh into like a normal schedule, whereas Austin had that quick turnaround. And I think with their couple of injuries as well, and they are usually very consistent in their starting side, and they've had a lot of minutes in the legs this season, and I think they're either going to have to make some unforced changes, or they're going to definitely be struggling with some fatigue in this game. And to be honest with you, I think a strong Colorado Rapids side, I think they're going to be too much for them here. The second fixture I'm going to analyse is Columbus Crew versus Philadelphia Union. Columbus, they had a 1-hour flight to Toronto during the week, so they will have some travel fatigue, although limited, and they will obviously have some playing fatigue after having had that midweek fixture. Whilst Philadelphia Union, they had no midweek game at all, so they should be fresh heading into this game. Both sides, they are very strong defensively. Looking at the goals conceded this season, Philadelphia, they've conceded the least amount of goals in the league. They've only conceded 12, whilst Columbus Crew have only conceded the 4th least amount of goals this season as well. Per 90, Philadelphia Union only conceded 0.68 goals per game so far this season. Columbus Crew, not quite as good as their goals would say, but still decent compared to the rest of the division, conceding 1.04 goals per game. So you can tell once again, both sides very strong defensively. Both sides, in terms of expected goals against, they're right up there with the best of them. Philadelphia Union and Columbus Crew both expected to concede around 17 goals so far this season. I think defensively, both sides, they're proven to be the strongest, if not the strongest in the league, and I just can't see there being very many opportunities to create chances here. For bet 2, I can definitely see both defences being strong here, and to be honest, both of these sides are really good defensively. They're not so good going forwards, and everything here points to an unders bet. I know under 2.5 goals in the MLS is always risky because it's a league where you typically see a lot of goals, but midweek, a bit of fatigue, some small changes, I could definitely see this game being under 2.5 goals. The final game I'm going to analyse is San Jose Earthquakes versus Chicago Fire. So both sides, they take a lot of shots. Chicago have had 192 shots this season, while San Jose have had 201. And both are in the upper half of the table in terms of shots taken this season. However, expected goals actually says otherwise, with both sides in the lower mid-table range. San Jose, they've only expected to score 22.45, while Chicago have only been expected to score 20.70 goals so far this season. So although they are both taking a lot of shots, They're not really in taking them from good chances to score, it would seem. Furthermore, in terms of expected goals against, San Jose, they've been weak defensively. They've conceded 34 goals this season, and they have an XG against of 28.63 so far this season. So San Jose, they're taking a lot of shots, but they're not high quality chances, and they're conceding a lot of goals, and they should also be conceding these goals. San Jose, they will be the fresh out of the two sides. They didn't play during the week, so they've had a normal weekly schedule. And furthermore, Chicago are going to have a long flight of around 4.5 hours to San Jose, California for this fixture, and that's definitely going to have an impact on the side. For bet 3 and my final bet of the day, I like the look of San Jose Earthquakes here. Chicago, they've had a quick turnaround, and although they did welcome back Shaqiri in their last game, I could definitely see them having some issues with fatigue and travel fatigue here. It's a long trip to San Jose, and the Earthquakes on the other hand, they've had a really good rest. They've had no midweek fixture. They didn't even have a MLS fixture previously at the weekend, as that game was postponed. And to be honest, I could definitely just see them being the fresher side, and at home against the Chicago side who have played midweek and who have had a long travel. I just like the look of the Earthquakes here. They're quite favoured on the betting market, so the odds aren't particularly great. So I'm going to go San Jose Earthquakes and both teams to score in this fixture. Here is a summary of the bets. I'm going to go Colorado Rapids to win against an Austin FC side who have had a midweek fixture coming into this game. I'm going to go under 2.5 goals in Columbus Crew versus Philadelphia Union. And finally, I'm going to go San Jose Earthquakes to win against Chicago Fire, but both teams to score. So as always, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate when you do that. Please give us a follow on Twitter and Instagram at Crypto Trading. We've been posting out some really good bets on those platforms, and I hate for you to miss out on those. So good luck with your bets. Please always gamble responsibly. And as always, cheers and good luck.